Hi everyone. Welcome back to Entertainment Stories English. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the life of one of the world's most iconic leaders, Nelson Mandela. Mandela was born on July 18, 1918, in the small village of Mbizo, in the Eastern Cape. He was born into the Madiba clan, and his mother was Nonkafi Nosekini, while his father, Nkosi Mfakaniuswa Gadla Mandela, served as the principal counselor to the acting king of the Thembu people, John Jintaba Dalandibo. Growing up, Mandela was exposed to the stories of his ancestors' bravery during the wars of resistance. This planted the seeds for his own contribution to the freedom struggle for his people. He went on to attend primary school in Kunu and was given the name Nelson by his teacher, Miss Mdingane. Mandela's education continued as he completed his junior certificate at Clark Buried Boarding Institute and later attended Helltown, a Wesleyan secondary school with a good reputation. However, his time at the University College of Fort Hare was short-lived as he was expelled for participating in a student protest. Upon returning to the Great Place in Nkekazwini, Mandela was faced with an ultimatum: return to Fort Hare or be arranged to be married. But instead of accepting the king's offer, Mandela and his cousin, Justice, ran away to Johannesburg. In Johannesburg, Mandela found work as a mine security officer and was introduced to Lazar Seidelsky, who helped him pursue a career in law. He completed his BA through the University of South Africa and later received an LLB, although he never graduated from either the University of Witwatersrand or the University of London. It wasn't until 1989, while he was still in prison, that he finally obtained his LLB from the University of South Africa. Mandela became increasingly involved in politics from 1942 and finally joined the African National Congress in 1944, where he helped form the ANC Youth League. He married Walter Sisulu's cousin, Evelyn Mays, in 1944, and they had 2 sons and 2 daughters. But the marriage ended in divorce in 1958. Mandela rose through the ranks of the ANC and played a crucial role in the adoption of the more radical and mass-based Program of Action in 1949. He was also the national volunteer-in-chief of the Defiance Campaign in 1952 and was later sentenced to 9 months of hard labor for his role in the campaign. Mandela's education in law allowed him to start practicing, and in August 1952, he and Oliver Tambo established South Africa's first black-owned law firm, Mandela and Tambo. However, he was banned for the first time in 1952, which prevented him from witnessing the adoption of the Freedom Charter in Kliptown in 1955. In 1956, Mandela was arrested in a nationwide police swoop and faced the 1956 treason trial. He was acquitted in 1961, along with the other 28 accused. During the trial, Mandela married Winnie Madikizela in 1958, but the couple divorced in 1996. After the treason trial, Mandela went underground and planned a national strike, which was called off due to the massive mobilization of state security. In June 1961, he was asked to lead the armed struggle and helped establish Umkhonto weSizwe, which launched on December 16, 1961. Mandela was arrested on January 11, 1962, and went on to spend 27 years in prison. Despite his incarceration, he continued to be a symbol of resistance and hope for millions of South Africans. He became known for his unwavering determination and selflessness, as well as his charismatic personality. While in prison, Mandela continued to fight for his cause and was eventually offered release in exchange for renouncing violence. But he refused, choosing instead to stay in prison and continue his struggle for freedom and equality. In 1990, the South African government finally unbanned the ANC, and negotiations began for a new and democratic South Africa. On February 11, 1990, Mandela was finally released from prison, and he went on to lead the negotiations for a new South Africa. In 1994, South Africa held its first democratic elections, and Mandela was elected as the country's first black president, with the ANC winning a majority of the votes. During his time as president, Mandela worked tirelessly to promote reconciliation and heal the divisions within South African society, which had been torn apart by apartheid. Mandela retired from public life in 1999, but he continued to work for the causes he believed in, including the fight against HIV/AIDS and poverty. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2001, and although he recovered, his health was never the same. Nelson Mandela passed away on December 5, 2013, at the age of 95. He left behind a legacy that has inspired millions of people around the world and will continue to do so for generations to come. So, that's it for today's episode of Entertainment Stories English. I hope you enjoyed learning more about the life of one of the world's greatest leaders, Nelson Mandela. As always, if you liked this episode, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. And if you have any suggestions for future episodes, feel free to drop them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.